Welcome to Fortunes Hiding Down Under TV, live here with Mr. Darren Blewitt. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. Good to see your lovely face again.
And the reason we're late is because Darren nearly forgot. So that's why we're 5 minutes late, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but he's not as late as what West Ham's fucking defence were on the weekend. So
we'll talk about that, mate. We'll talk about that.
We'll get into that. But how you been, mate? What have you been up to?
Good. Yeah, had a busy week. Just want to shout out Managerial Promotions for inviting me down Friday night to a great event with hosted by Tony Gale. Jimmy Walker was there, Matty Everett and Rufus Brevitt, Anton Ferdinand and myself was asked to come down. It's been over 100 people there, 150 people there. Never signed so much in my life. So many different pictures, and see photos of me with cheekbones was nice. But just to be invited to that, it was a great event. I just want to shout them out because it was really well run. Bit of pie mash in the middle of that, so you can't complain. But really nice to meet some West Ham fans. And as I say, just to say my little piece. So,
what was the order, mate? What did you have? 2 and 2?
2 and 2. I will say one thing. We was let down Brev and was it Dino? I think it was Dino. Dean Ashton was there as well. Sorry, I can't forget Dino. Dino, they went with gravy, mate. So me and Anton tried to chuck on the table. Yeah, we weren't happy. So
when was that? That was Friday night, wasn't it?
Friday night. Yeah, great event, mate. And it's good to get back involved with the club in little aspects, but not formally, but doing these little events and just meeting old people that I was around, and also hearing things from fans' perspective as well, which I am, because ultimately I'm a fan. And just talk about West Ham again. It's great, mate. I loved it.
Who was the best to listen to Friday night, mate?
Apart from me, I'm gonna go with.
I'm surprised you're still not there, mate.
Well, I got there about 4 hours early as well. I was setting up the chairs. So Anton spoke quite well, which I was confused with because he couldn't usually string a sentence together. Like I just couldn't then. But I think listening to Dean Ashton's side of it, where he got his injury as well, was quite difficult to listen to at times because his story, obviously, what a player. I remember one of his first sessions, I was training against him and he wasn't fit. And I thought, God, who is this? Because obviously being a West Ham fan as well, I think we signed for like 7 mil. So big money, big money.
7.5, wasn't it? From Norwich?
7.5, big money. And I thought, who is this? Like, it was easy. And within about a month, I remember training again, I couldn't get near him. He was unbelievable. You could tell he had quality, but I just thought because he weren't fit. And I thought, my mate's going, what was he like? I said, no, he's crap. and then, well, it just looked slow for me. But then, obviously, once he got his sharpness going, and obviously he was unbelievable. Probably one of the best I ever see.
Career 2 ended short, mate, wasn't it?
Without that, what a player. What a guy.
I don't think we would have kept him for very long.
I don't think so. I mean, you only have to. Do you remember he's got some great goals, but the Man United one where we lost, but Rio Ferdinand got an arm across him, and he could do it, hold it up, he could edit, he could play, feet were great, he could score different types of goals, left foot, right foot, obviously. Scored in the FA Cup final, he scored, didn't he? Yeah, scored in the final, I think. Just what a player, what a bloke. But yeah, just listening to him, all the lads, it was great, mate. Honestly, I had a great night. Tony Gale, what a great host. It's a great night, mate. Great night.
See, I don't mind Tony Gale. Sometimes commentary,
yes,
a bit hard.
Yeah. He did mention that a little bit. And he said, obviously he's restricted, so he can only say so much. He said, West Ham side, and I get it. This is the thing you'll get with people before, people asking me about the lads why they weren't backing Save Our Concessions and stuff. Ultimately, they're scared to lose jobs, whereas people like myself ain't bothered. I mean,
there's a lot of balloons on Saturday.
There was a lot, and I think they've got to keep pushing that. Because
it's important. It's important to the club. It's important to our future as fans. It's important to the youngsters coming through. I mean, I think the black balloons come out at the beginning, and the fucking white flag came out at the end, didn't it? Let's be honest.
Cool. At the end, I think it was about 20 minutes in, mate. We'll talk about that.
Mate. 4 minutes. But let's get into the game then, mate. Right, so. Cool. Obviously, it was a nice early kickoff, which was brilliant for me down here because 9:30 p.m. rather than 1 a.m. in the morning. So I was well happy about that. But it didn't start the night off very well, as it was my birthday. I don't know if I mentioned that to other people in the chat, but I'm sure you'll remember. But yeah, it didn't start my birthday off very nicely. But yeah, mate, what did you think of the lineup?
I thought the lineup was good. When I first see it, I thought, yeah, I'm happy. I'll take that. I'm happy with that. I think Somerville starting was good, and I think his performance weren't bad, to be fair. I think Bowen's our best striker, so we are where we're at. Ings maybe got a shout, could have played maybe possibly after scoring a goal, maybe his confidence, but I'm still not sold on him. So that's my opinion on him. But I think overall I was happy with the lineup. I don't know how you felt about the lineup, but I think I was happy with the lineup. But as I'll talk about in a minute, tactically, I still don't know where we're at.
Yeah.
So I'm very confused with that.
The lineup for me, I was happy. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, that's what we've all fucking asked for. I can't ask for anything more. And I think with the Ings thing, I said this on our last show, the preview show of the Chelsea game. Right. Danny Ings did really well last season in a game, and then I think he scored and he was all over the place. They dropped him completely out of the squad for the next game. As I said in that show, if a striker's just scored, you keep him in the fucking team. You give him a little bit more of a run. That person's got confidence. Try and build on it. But now he's probably going to go back to square one. So I think if there was ever a time to use Danny Ings, it was after scoring a goal. That's just my opinion. But I mean, Somerville, what you just said there, I thought it was brilliant. I think he was probably our shining light in that team.
Yeah, he looked sharp. Every time he gets the ball, he's looking to go forward with it. I mean, should have had a penalty, so that it created that opportunity. I liked him. I'll say Bowen's our best striker. Me personally, I'd still want to see him out wide, but because I still think he gets isolated up there. He has to do a lot of running on his own, and teams might work him out, and it's hard work. It's hard work up there. And I'm sure if he picked, he wouldn't be playing up as a central striker. I mean, Somerville, I liked what I saw. Kudos was glimpses, but I mean, again, the team was I was happy with it. Most fans called for that sort of team, but tactically, which I don't know if you want to talk about in a minute.
We'll get into that. I want to pick your brains a little bit of all that, but then all right, let's start with the first goal. I mean, you've got. I think the only thing that I would like to have changed was Todibo, but there must be something wrong with him at the moment. He's either not fit or, I mean, you might have heard it through the grapevine being around them lads on the weekend. Is he not fit or is he not performing in training? Because I think Mavropanos at the moment is waning now. He's definitely waning. So he needs, I think Todibo needs to come in, and that's probably the only change I would have made.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard nothing, but I'm as confused as you in regards to that. I don't know why he's not starting us. I don't know what the reason is. If he's got an injury still, if he's not fit, or if he's not having him, or what. I don't know. But for me, I'd go back before the goal. We started off so slow, so negative, and as soon as the game kicked off, first minute, Chelsea had the ball. They passed it in midfield, passed it around the back, nice and slow, no real pressure. We kept our shape. We were so deep. And I'm looking at it with a boring coach's head going, we're too deep. We're at home. It's a local derby. It's a London derby. We've lost 2 at home, so you might be feeling the pressure a bit. But you've got to go and put these under pressure. You've got to go and get in their face early doors. First 5 minutes, bang, 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 play high up, nick the ball high, squeeze on, push on. And they were just passing it around the back, getting 4 or 5. They're getting 10, 11 passes in. That builds confidence as a team. Whenever I played against a team or with a team, if you're getting on the ball the first 5 minutes, there's no real pressure, you get your feel with the ball. You start feeling more confident. You start drawing them out. And that's ultimately what happened. We drew them out and then they found holes to get in one-on-one and score. And there's the lack of pressure. So tactically, we're playing a 4, but Alvarez is dropping in as well. So we're playing a 5, really. We're playing a 4 with the 2 holding centre midfielders at the time was Alvarez and Rodriguez sitting on the centre halves, fit toes. Yeah. And you watch the second goal, That's what they've done. They were sitting so deep, they popped it round a little triangle, played the ball through, and then Jackson's getting a 1v1 in a race again. So for me, the start was so slow and negative. I understand if you want to be compact and you want to make it hard for teams, but you're at home. Like, I'm not going to have this nonsense about, oh, we're not as good as Chelsea. We've invested in these players. Yeah. This is what he wanted. He's got the players nearly what he wanted, probably. There might be one or two we could have got. Go, have a go. The first 5-10 minutes is vital, I believe. And you're at home. You're at home.
I think the big weakness with Chelsea is their back four.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, and that's what you're saying. But like with the pressure, there needed to be pressure on them to make mistakes. We allowed them, as you say, to build the confidence, to build the ball out. And we just didn't have enough press up. And then when we actually did go higher, we went too high with no press.
Yep, exactly that. They went. I mean, the first goal. Can I break down the first goal? I'm sorry if I don't want to attack you. I'll make it as very.
No. Do you know what? That's why I want you on there, mate, because I think it's worth hearing a tactical breakdown of the goals because I think it's worth it. Because everyone's pretty much just went off on tangents about how shit we were. So it'd be nice to actually talk about the actual game.
I mean, the first goal. Yeah, so the first goal was a disgrace. So the first goal's come from. I think you might have they got a free kick possibly as well, and they got it down. And I think there was a foul or something happened in the game, and I think it was a foul because the ball they spotted the ball to take a free kick, and we've got our right back Wan-Bissaka turned his back. Mavropanos is nearly holding Kilman's hand. He's a massive gap there. And Alvarez is dropped in a little bit because they've took it quick, took a side pass and then played the ball down the line. Sort of at their left-hand side, our right side, centre-half position. And they've basically isolated Alvarez 1v1 with Jackson in 2 quick passes. They didn't break us down where they found holes. It was a quick free kick. Bissaka's turned his back. Don't know what Mavropanos is doing over that side of the pitch.
No idea.
Switched on. And the Alvarez is sort of turned quickly, tried to react. He's not going to beat him at the best of times at pace anyway, Jackson. But he got into a race which was pathetic. And Jackson's driving with the ball. Alvarez has got the caravan clipped on. And that's not disrespect to. That's not. I'm just being honest there. Mavropanos, I have no idea why he just didn't come across. He waited. There was no one positionally. Again, centre half. You stay there for so long until you get to the point where they get towards that area. You've got to go and challenge. You've got to go, mate. Yeah. He stayed there as if there was someone else in the box,
mate. I watched it on a projector screen, and I couldn't see him in the fucking. I couldn't see him on the TV.
There you go. And I was screaming, telling him, get across, because he's getting towards the box. As soon as he gets to the edge of the box, you've got to come across. You've got to just forget, even if there's a man there, which there weren't, you've got to come across. You've got to make that decision, come across. And then he's run on a goalie and the finish. I think the goalie could have possibly done better, but he's finished it off through the legs. Probably a good finish, to be fair. But ultimately, it's a shambles of a goal. If that happened at non-league, the teams I've been managing thinking, I'll be saying the same things to the centre half, to the right back, not reacting, and the midfielder the same thing. And I felt sorry for Alvarez because this happened for the second goal as well, and they isolated 1v1 with Jackson. And Kilman had to come round in the end. Again, Mavropanos, I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, so the start, that was basically a come along from the start. We started off slow. Our reaction time was slow. We wasn't on the front foot. And ultimately, they got into the game and they picked one pass. You don't mind if someone goes bang, 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 7 passes quickly, opens you up, plays the ball, you go, what a goal.
Do it with 2.
2 short passes. It was a pass to the side, a pass down the line, in. There's no real reason that should happen.
There was so much space. There was so much fucking space.
That's it. And it's such a bad goal to give away. And it just showed to me that the first 15, 20 minutes especially weren't switched on. They weren't at the races. And I believe, again, I'll talk about tactics in a bit. Tactically, I'll see what they were doing. I can tell you what they were doing. But it's all wrong. It was all wrong. Yeah.
And not only that, they nearly gave away another goal straight away after. With Palmer. Fucking Gallagher. Yeah. Cole Palmer. And again, loads of space on the edge of the box. brings it inside. It was easy 2-0, 11 minutes in. Do you know what I mean? Like it was
exactly the same sort of movement. I think we made a tackle in their half, and fell down to one of their players. It was a bit of a bobble. Like they broke out. We had a half tackle, fell to him, one pass, they're in. And if I played Alvarez again, for me, he's too deep again. This is where it comes tactically. Him and Rodriguez basically holding hands, sitting on the centre half's toes, push up the pitch, but they're sitting so deep, they're then getting races with these players, which isn't their game and not what they're there for. And then he scored again. So Cole Palmer should have probably scored. So again, we're just yards off the pace at the minute, yards of it.
Yeah. I mean, coming into the substitutions as well. Did you throw something at the TV like I did? I don't think I've ever seen a sub being made like he couldn't wait to fucking do it, could he? He couldn't wait to bring him on.
No,
30 minutes into the game. Yeah,
I mean, so Rodriguez for me was the game was bypassing him.
Passenger.
He was passenger. He was again. This comes down to the manager, in my opinion, what he's setting them up to do, because they can't be doing this unless they're being told to. Both of them sat on the centre half's toes, which left loads of space in between our furthest midfielder and them, and they were finding little triangles and getting on the front foot. Yeah. So I wasn't that thingy with the change in regard to making a change, but I looked at the bench and thought, well, what are you going to do? And then I see the big man standing there, and I thought, well, right, okay. And then he actually brought him on, and then I just thought, well,
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
It was, and I couldn't believe he made the sub with that player. I can't. I get in trouble for this all the time. I cannot believe Souček is a footballer. Like I get slagged off for this. He has done unbelievable in his career.
Yeah.
He's done well. He's done brilliant for West Ham, and he pops up with his goals. He gives 100%. I'm not going to say, and that is what we say. And I've talked about this before. I've never watched West Ham in regards to success. So the fact we won something, he was part of that team, brilliant.
Yeah.
But if you're making a sub through the game, and it's a tactical sub because you're taking off, all right, holding midfield, really defensive midfield for someone who's going to maybe be a bit more adventurous and put a few tackles in and stuff like that. Well, tell me how he's going to make that much of a change on the ball, because we need to get on the ball, because we couldn't get near them anyway. We need to get on the ball.
I would like to have seen him I would like to have seen him move Kudos into the middle.
Possibly could have done that.
And stuck Paqueta back.
Yeah.
That's what I would have liked to have seen.
He was an absolute passenger again. I mean, there's something going on with him still.
Paqueta.
Yeah. He was a passenger again. The game was bypassing him. And for me, I really like Paqueta. I really like him as a player. I mean, he's brilliant technically, but at the minute, I'm not. I don't know what's going on with him. Obviously, we know what happened, but it doesn't seem like he's in the right place. But I don't think the manager likes him either, and I think that's something few of the players could talk about later on.
It's funny because when Paqueta was going through all the stuff at the beginning before the season started, J-Lo was like really like what he's this is his family and all that. So something would have had to have changed in that time, because he looked really in favour with J-Lo before the season started. So I think he's one of them players. He's Marmite, isn't he? You either love him or you hate him as a manager. I think how he's coached and how he's managed as a person.
100%. That's what most of it is. Most of it is that. Most of it becomes that, because ultimately all these are good players. It's getting the best out of these players. How do you manage them? What are you doing to manage this player? That player's different to that player. And people think this is old school saying. A lot of players are still the same. Some players need that arm around, that right thing to say to them, give them a little bit of freedom. And some of them need that, something you can just get into. So that does change. But yeah, no, mate, going back to the goal and that, and then obviously Cole Palmer, and then ultimately the second goal, which again was fucking such a bad. It was as bad as the first goal to concede. Yeah. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just see that question, by the way.
Yeah, I was just going to bring this up. So, Michael Blaze, question: do the players look fit? There seems no urgency. What's your thoughts on that?
They've got to be fit, but there was definitely 100% no urgency. I believe it comes from the manager. I believe how they set up for that game was to sit in, and don't concede. Don't concede, sit in, and just stay there. And for me, that's complete wrong way to go about it. Urgency, you have at home in a London derby. At home in a London derby, you've lost 2 on a thingy. You can be nervous, of course you are. You don't want to lose again, especially you must have been thinking that. But the urgency has to come from the manager. I believe it's how they're set up. But you're asking players like Rodriguez, Alvarez, who's the other centre midfielder who signed who hasn't really played? Was it PSG? What was his name? He ain't played either.
Ale.
Yeah, so they're all similar players. They're all good little foot. Like when they're there, Alvarez, all right, they say he's a machine and stuff, but he ain't getting around the pitch or whether they're restricting him. I believe that's come from the manager. I believe that they've got to be fit. Have to be.
But don't you think it's got that sort of Pellegrini vibe to it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I hate to look. I wasn't the biggest Moyes to stay fan, let's be honest. But in terms of what he said about getting the players fit once Pellegrini had left, I hope we don't have that same situation of what are these lot doing in training? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they not fit? Like, because the Premier League, it will find you out if you're not. And at the moment, we're getting found out. I don't know whether that's just tactically or, as you say, there's no urgency. So, is the engine's not big enough? Do you know what I mean within the squad?
I'm not saying that's definitely not the case, but I would find it very hard that they're not fit as you like, ready to go. I just believe you can have. I spoke about this the other day. Yeah, someone asked me. I was speaking to Dave actually, Dave Walker. He said, we had the right team selection. I said, yeah. I said, let me give you an example. Yeah. I said, when we had that midfield England, yeah, and we had Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, and they stuck Scholes out on the left, yeah, and they had Beckham, and they played 4-4-2. That was it. Didn't change it. Yeah. We had unbelievable players. They played 4-4-2. They kept that the same way. And they didn't win nothing. They're nothing. They struggled. They've got to quarterfinals every time, lost. Tactically, that's wrong. To stick someone who's unbelievable in the football, is probably their best player, out on the left, because that means tactically it's wrong. So they're playing. They've got all the right players on the pitch. He's got all the right players on the pitch, but tactically it's wrong. What he's asking them to do is wrong. I believe, again, we've spoke about this, we've probably got, apart from maybe the centre-half, maybe the full, I don't know, but it's about right what we look at, we play them players. So he's got the players on the pitch. What are you asking them to do? What are you asking them to do? And the commentators were really winding me up the other day because they were saying it's really quiet at the ground today, and I believe it's not as good as Upton Park, but he said, it's really quiet today, they need to get them going. I said, hold on. Forget the fans getting them to go in. The players need to do something to create that atmosphere.
Exactly.
And I was losing my shit over that, and I could not believe that they were saying that. And that's from someone talking about it who has no idea. This is just a comment. And I was going about the club like that. Once the fans are on your side, mate. I've always been a Upton Park guy, but I've heard and I've been to a few games, so I know once you get that going in that place, it goes. Yeah. It's proper. But you've got to create that sometimes, whether that's from the manager showing urgency on the sideline, whether that's the players.
You need the spark, doesn't it?
Yeah, whether it's a tackle, whether it's a really big driving run and on the pot being really positive, what Sunville was trying to do at times and getting at them, that might be the thing. But you can't just create an atmosphere when you're seeing that. It was so boring and negative, and I was really, really frustrated with it, mate. Really frustrated.
Gary Brock, Lobby can't coach an attacking team and will resort back to a low block 6 at the back again, hoofing balls up the field. Thing is, right, the guy's managed Real Madrid, he's managed Spain. Like, he's got pedigree. So I'm not understanding. The Spanish way of football is to get the ball down and play. Yeah. And that's obviously why he would have been given the Real Madrid job and the Spain job, because he plays football. At the moment, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like he's just lost complete control, and he's just trying to chuck water on the fire as quickly as he can whenever he thinks something's going wrong. So that's when he resorts back to Souček when the long balls go high. But it's frustrating me because I want it to work for him so much, but he's not showing me anything just yet where I go, I can see what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm at the minute. Like, I'm watching it and I'm going, what are we trying to do here? And Gary's right to a certain extent where he's talking about that. I mean, I'm not massive on them terms, low blocks and all that. I'll just say defending deeper, yeah? Defending deeper. Low block, high press. It's just called pressing, mate. I think but spot on what I think you agree with what you said in regards to he's set up like, because he has set up like that. So defensive. But the one thing I will say is he's trying to make he's trying to put I don't know what I'm seeing yet, but he's trying to put his stamp on how they want to play, right?
Yeah.
That, unfortunately, I'm sorry everyone, shoot me down, I don't think he's got time, but it takes a while. But I believe that there's not enough legs in the midfield to be able to play this attacking, expressive football, or on the front foot football, as we say. So he's trying to play in a way where, as I say, Rodriguez and Alvarez. If you play that again, you'll get slapped again. If you play that again, you get slapped. If you play that deep again, you get slapped again. So he's in a position now where he had a chance to change at home to be on the front foot, and he didn't.
Against not a great Chelsea team. Let's be honest.
No. I mean, they look good again. They look really good, but I thought, well, they're not.
Mate,
mate, what you got to think about is the Fulham performance was a shambles. Let's not hide away from these performances. It's not as if that's just happened and all of a sudden, fucking, where's that come from? That performance? No. How we got a draw there was unbelievable. They were terrible.
Yeah, I know.
They played really, really bad, and so again, it's just he's trying to find out. He's trying to do it. Not really. He had to hold a pre-season and stuff, so it's not as if he's just come in. But
look at the Brighton manager. Look at the Chelsea manager. Look at Liverpool's manager. They've all come in and they've implemented a fucking style
what
of
they
play.
want to do straight away. Yeah.
So no one can use that fucking excuse anymore.
No, I'm not using that, to be fair. I'm trying to be I'm trying to say it out loud, play devil's advocate out loud. But I believe that as well, mate. I'm totally like, I can't see what he's. I can sort of see what he's trying, but that's not how we should be playing. You can't have, and again, the second goal was just as bad, come from that. They just sat there, they played a pass in midfield, one pass across, and then he played him in and he was in. And I was like, what is going on? That comes down to set up. So it's bollocks what I just spoke about last 2 minutes then, because he's not set up right, whether that's as a back 4 or 5 or whatever everyone do, or whether it's coming from the manager or the players weren't switched on. I believe it's both. Because the second goal, mate, honestly, I don't know. They literally popped it in midfield, played a little triangle. We had a massive gap between the two older midfielders and Paquetá there, and they played sideways. They got in here and they played one pass through on the right-hand side again, and Alvarez is end up in behind him. Kilman's able to come round, and he's in. And it's like, what are we trying to do here? Because I can't see what's going on. I can't see it. So, again, a bit irate, but I'm really frustrated with what he's trying to do.
Yeah, because as you say, we really can't see what he's trying to do. Here's a quick one here from Mouster. First 3 home losses of the season ever in the Prem.
Yes.
It's not a great statistic, that, mate.
It's not, and this is what I'm saying. This was the game the weekend. I don't care if it's Chelsea. It's a London derby for one, to be on the front foot. He's missed the trick here. To go, I'm going to get these fans on side and we're going to have a right go and pump these. And we're going to be on the front foot and we're going to be positive and we're going to play 1 in there and we're going to play 2 in front and we're going to have a push them. We're going to squeeze them high the first 5 minutes and we're going to scare the life out of them. And we didn't do that. We just completely went back and sat in and got opened up with 2 or 3 passes, really simple passes, and got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. This is another good one by Gary. Agree, our best game was Man City, even though we lost 3-0. Forget about Palace when we was lucky there. When you actually, good point. What game have we actually seen this year where we've actually gone, we've been really fucking good? Not one.
Not really, no. I mean, it's always funny that, because I agree. if you get you don't mind winning lucky, by the way. It's all right.
Oh, no, no.
But totally agree, because I'm not seeing what are we trying to do, because every game it seems to be something different, or we're trying. He still doesn't look like he knows what the best team is, and yeah, you're right. Like, there's no identity. I fucking hate that terminology, but the identity has got to be a DNA. It's got to be a DNA. There's got to be something like, and I spoke about this other night with Ant on there, and I said West Ham's DNA ultimately is to bring. This is something I might talk about in a minute. Where's all the homegrown players gone, by the way? Yeah. Well, there is our DNA. So you're seeing these players come in like Rodriguez. You're seeing this other fella from Paris Saint-Germain come in. You telling me George Murphy can't go in there and do that?
What that brings me into the Irving substitution. What did you think of that?
I had to watch it back because I switched off because I was fuming. I did.
I
watched it off yesterday to
yeah, all right.
Yeah, so,
but even me telling you he came on the pitch over like Soler, and George Murphy's gone out on loan. You got Freddie Potts as well. Like I like what's the point? I don't get it. I don't know why we're using a player that came from the fucking Norwegian third division.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the fucking point? You might, and that's what I'm saying. When you're saying about DNA, isn't that the sort of time when you do bring on a Freddie Potts?
Well, yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah, 100%. But I mean, the argument who said it to me last year? Something like, oh, they didn't want to bring him on for. I was speaking to someone, speaking about Lewis Orford, yeah? I think he was going to come on for one game last season. And they said, I didn't want to bring him on because they were losing the game and they didn't want to bring him on in that sort of circumstance. I said, hold on. I said, if you're a fan and you've come through the system and you understand what West Ham means and you're a very good player, trust me, it's going to be nerves. You're going to get on that pitch and play and show everyone for 15, 10, 5 minutes, whatever it is, what you can do. And you might make a mistake. Give a fuck. The fans want to see that. If the fans see that, they get on your side. And if I was him, I spoke to someone who's close to him. I said, we've got on a pitch. I would have gone around and nailed someone, done something. And
look at George Murphy. George Murphy came on and scored last year.
He scored, yeah. And he obviously got that bad injury, and then he come back and then he scored. He should be here. He should be at the club now. From my perspective, that's what I look at. But this is why I'm confused with one, Harry wants to play, and two, that he's got too many similar players in there who they go about, Rodriguez, he done it. Mate, he's not the answer, believe me.
No.
That he is not the answer for that position. And I'd rather see a George Murphy, I'd rather see a Freddie Potts come and play in there. Because tell me what they wouldn't have done, what they done on Saturday. And ultimately, one got dragged off after half time, after half an hour anyway. So
that's a very good point, actually. Like getting dragged. I mean, we're talking about a World Cup winner here. Do you know what I mean?
It's what I'm saying. So what's going on there? What's happening? What's going on? So again, I'm not really putting it. The players need to. It's on them straight away. First thing. But I'm looking at the manager. What are you giving me? What are you showing me? Because if there was parts in that game, you go, I can see what he's trying to do there, and we nearly got in, or we nearly scored, or we just missed first 10, 15 minutes. We was good, weren't we? We had a go and then made a mistake and they scored. Fine. You can deal with that because ultimately the better team won, or they got opportunities, they took their chance. But that didn't happen. And I'm concerned about, again, it ain't that game. It's the 2 games before, 3 games before. They haven't been performing at all. He needs a big win. And I'm not saying he can't turn it around, by the way, because ultimately you're going to smash on 3 or 4 and you're back in it. You're back and everything turns, everyone's happy again. But I can't see it because I don't know what they're trying to achieve during the game. I don't get the purpose.
The in-game management is awful.
The in-game stuff. Yeah, I don't get it. So, yeah. That's what it, mate.
We weren't really. This ain't going to be a massive show anyway. We just wanted to go through the game and stuff. But going on to Liverpool, what's your thoughts? What do we play a few kids? Do we change it up a little bit, or where do you see us going with this? Because I wanted a good cup run this year. I don't think we're getting it, not based on what I've seen so far.
No, I'd love a cup run. But you just, I believe let's be honest, it's a free hit, isn't it? If you look at Liverpool, yeah. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't you on the front foot? Why wouldn't you?
Why don't you try Kudus in the middle?
Why don't you? You got to be careful in regards to changing too much, but you've got to look at what's happened. If I'm a manager, I looked at that, I go, fucking hell, we was fucking woeful there. We've no heart, no desire. But I don't think he looks at it like this. Oh, we didn't look like we was in the game at all, especially the first half. Why was we like that? And I believe it's because we were too negative. We sat back too deep. Our two older midfielders were basically old. We had 4 centre halves basically in the end. But I would play front foot. I don't know. You probably could play Kudus in there. I'd like to see Bowen out wide, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that might be a thingy. I would probably play one of the youngers. This is going to another point before I forget this, by the way. One thing with Tadiba, Tadiba, say his name, Tadiba. So him, that's one thing. But let me tell you now. See, Caelan Casey,
Yeah.
This lad needs a chance soon. I've seen him play enough to, and people go, "Oh, you can't trust him as the last 4th centre half." Trust me, you can. And they were talking about who they were talking about bringing in some absolute old donkey. And I was like, no.
Owen or Ian, the Sheffield United player. I can't.
And I was just like, what? No, forget it. This lad can do it. And where would I throw him in? I don't know. Maybe not. But I need him. I need to start seeing him around the thing. They need to find a bit more DNA. They need to get a couple of these in. But ultimately, forget all that. They need to be on the front foot. He needs to be positive, mate. Right. They need to play on the front foot. Like
Egan, there you go. Egan, that was it. Sheffield United. Cheers, Mike.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what? Let me ask you a question, right? What? It's not a bit boring for people to hear, but tactically, like, what did you when you watched that game? Did you think what are we trying to do here, or was you just thinking that's shit? Like that is crap goal, or that? What was you thinking? What was you seeing in your eyes? Did you think we are miles off it, or what was your thought process behind it? Watching the game?
Because to be honest, I hate to go back to Moyes. I gave him such a long time until I was like, I'm definitely out now. Yeah. So I can't after 4 games be like. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get my head around it. So when I'm watching the games at the moment, I'm going, as we just said, like I'm trying to find something like, what is he actually trying to do? What's he trying to achieve? And then if it's not coming off, whatever, at least you're trying to do something. You're trying to implement a play and a playing style. But at the moment, what he's doing, I'm completely confused. I don't know. And like the fact that Alvarez is splitting our fucking centre backs so high up the pitch, and then in a foot race with Jackson twice.
Yeah, he was actually 3 times, and he scored the other one. Yeah, he's mad.
Yeah, exactly, 3 times, and it's just like the amount of good players we've got in that squad, and we're not going on the front foot like you just said. Like we got Bowen, we've got Paquetá, we got Kudus, we got fucking Somerville. Like there's some fucking pacey players in that team, and why we're not going on a? Because thing is right, when you actually go to press on the pitch, you all do it. Not one, you all have to do it to make it work. And then when you're sitting such a high line and you've only got Bowen running around fucking chasing, and then all of a sudden they just start jogging up, all that's going to do is allow the fucking ball to sit in behind that midfield. And then, as you say, it's 2 passes in behind. And with Mavropanos, it was like he was fucking in a twister, like in a hurricane, because he just kept going round and round and round.
Yeah, he was all over the place. But you're right. The pressing again, that's a bit more in detail thing. But you can't go on your own, and that's where the second goal come from. Paquetá just went there. He went in. They passed it sideways. The other 2 were sitting so deep. They took a touch and played him in. I was like, this is non-league stuff. This is stuff I've been around for years and years and years. And honestly, I kind of. So again, I'm not saying the manager, he needs a big result soon. But I'm more than happy to. I'm not more than happy. I want to see something though. I've got to see something, because if he's trying to do this thing where he splits the centre half and all that, fuck that. Stop overcomplicating things. You don't need to. You've got players there. Be on the front foot. Be positive. Squeeze higher, I believe. They were definitely worried about pace, but they still got done with it. So it didn't work the weekend. For me, I'm just needing to see something. And look, it's what we're in October, so just not even October yet. So September. So
it's mad because like, see you later, Master. Ta-da, mate.
Mate.
I'll go back to that question in a minute, but for me, it was the first season on YouTube was last year, and I never really looked into it too much. I used to just watch football for the love of it, and then I got into this, and then you start watching loads of other stuff, and then you're like, things can start get great on you. It starts, if you keep hearing it, you start believing it, you know. So, and that sounded really Australian. I know you're going to fucking pull me out on that later. You know what I mean? And basically, I was getting more angry. Whereas this season, I'm trying to be a bit more open again on how I used to watch football. And at the moment, I'm not. I didn't want him, to be honest. I didn't want Lopetegui. I never wanted him in the first place. But now the fact he's here, you got to get fucking behind him because they're not going to sack him. They're not going to sack him yet. You know what I mean? But he will be on borrowed time if he don't get a result in the next fucking month. You know what I mean? And there's no point of them. There's no sign of a fucking result coming anytime soon.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Again, it's not. Look, someone we said the Man City got slapped 3, they lost 3-0, yeah. But before there was moments in there we could have got back in the game at times. They played well, they had opportunities. But you need to see that more against so we played Palace, Fulham, and the Chelsea team that's in fucking transition and changing, yeah. I believe you've got to be going out there and putting a right stamp on it and going right here because you've got the players now. So what do you want? What do you want out of it? And we need to be, as fans, you need to be seeing something. You need to be seeing every game to go, right, okay, I see what we're trying to do here. That can't go on forever, by the way, because you need to see it after a month and go, right, okay, we need to nick that or whatever. But then you need to go, bang, 3-0, bang, 2-0, bang, a hard 1-0 win, whatever it is. And you need to be seeing moments longer over the game and in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on a trot. But look,
I can't see it though, mate. I don't know where it's coming from.
Definitely not. But it takes one win. It takes one win. And mate, look, maybe over the weekend he fucking just goes, right, I'm going to play him there, put him there, and we're going to go bang. I can't see it personally because I believe that's not what he's going to do. And someone said, you said about the Spain and the Real Madrid thing, but he had fucking Spain and Real Madrid players. Let's get one thing straight. So you can have you know what I mean? Like, he managed Spain and Real Madrid. Yeah, but he had Spain and Real Madrid players there. Like, you don't got to coach them boys. You just got to get them in the right position, tactic, get them sort of.
But hang on. Let me just get that. Let me just back myself up here. So Kilman is a ball playing centre half. Yeah, Tadebo, apparently a progressive ball playing centre half. You've got Paquetá who can play on the floor. Soler, by all accounts, can also play on the floor. Don't know. I haven't seen enough of him yet. You've got Bowen who can go forward and attack players. You've got Kudus who's strong as fucking an ox and can hold that ball. No one's getting it off him. And then I think where we're lacking is up top.
Yeah, I think that's. But I believe that. No, you're right, mate. You're spot on. You're spot on with that. But it starts from. So if he's going to play out from the back, for example, you're talking about these players and that, and it's brilliant. But if the centre half's going to play it into midfield, they're probably going to find one of the holding deeper ones first. Yeah, I need to be able to see them to go touch, bang, get it into the front man, get into the wire quick. And at a minute, that didn't happen at all because every time we got the ball, we smashed it, and the gap was getting bigger and bigger. So again, maybe the players are nervous, maybe whatever, but that's got to come from the manager. Like, got the ball. I was looking, right, what are we going to do? It was looking to play little triangle in midfield and go out the other side, or are we trying to play through the lines and all this stuff? But I was looking, I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know what I'm seeing here. We have got these players. You're right. We have got them. But I'm still not. He needs to win, mate. He needs one soon. Shut up.
And this is a quick one, right? I'll do 2 more and then we're off. All right. Nick and Mang, hello, tut. He's my mate from Bal. Settle, boys. It's a long season, mate. 100%. I agree with that. Like we're not calling out for Lopetegui to go or anything like that.
I don't want no one clipping this saying, "Oh, he's fucking doing this." No. Click this.
Well, at least if you go viral, you got your fucking J Kicks shirt on, mate.
Oh yeah, I'll get a bit close. Hang on. No, it is a long season, but I'll be honest with you. If it doesn't turn around within the next couple of months, it'd be even longer. We'll have a new manager. So what
Exactly.
we want to do? Don't we get the game in the next 3 months?
This is a good point from Gary as well. Massive pressure. Brentford and Ipswich games need 4 points minimum. I actually have watched a bit of Ipswich, and they don't look fucking too shabby, to be honest.
No.
Brentford are probably. I don't know. They're missing. They're missing Wissa as well, so he won't be playing against us, and that's big. That's big. But yeah, I mean, look, we'll wrap that up. But if you're watching it, please like and subscribe to the channel. It's always good to have you on, Dazza. And hopefully we'll get you on a bit more, mate, because I always enjoy our little chats, and hopefully the chat liked it. So yeah, if you liked it, please leave a comment. Please like the video. Darren, what anything you want to say to end this, mate? Give us a little bit of a battle cry, mate. Little East End battle cry.
Listen, all right, you want a battle cry? Let me listen. I'll give you an Australian one, like right. I'll give you a proper one. It's a long season, you're right, but let me tell you now. Be on the front foot. Be positive. Fans get on their side, but make sure when we're there and we're all cheering them on and we're shouting and screaming, we need them players to make us scream and shout and go again. So keep with them, and the result will come. And when it does, we'll keep backing them, because that's always the West Ham way. Let me tell you one thing: I've never seen West Ham be successful apart from last year. I followed them in the 90s. I keep telling everyone we had Matty Holmes, we had Matthew Rush, we had all these people.
The year before. It wasn't last year.
Last year, sorry, year before last, sorry. Yeah. So for success is one thing, but we need to back it. But ultimately, it will come down to me. I'm trying to be positive here, and we'll be positive. But we'll be back.
One last one. Do we beat Liverpool?
No. Sorry. No.
No. Well, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Send that over. But cheers, Dad. I love that, mate. And I love how you wore Chelsea royal blue as well. Fucking brilliant.
Oh, I didn't even think it through, did I?
No.
Sorry, boy.
All right. Well, thanks everyone in the chat. Legend, mate. Thanks for joining me as well. Appreciate it. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.